Hi, my name is Rachel, and today I'll be demonstrating how to paint a portrait. First, we're going to need some materials. So here I have laid out all the materials that I'm going to need. An easel, but you don't need an easel, I'm only using it to demonstrate. The board in which I will be painting at is simply just a piece of cardboard that I painted gray. And here's the tape. I'll be taping the edges so you get a nice clean border. Here's my paint. I will be using oil paint, black and white, and you can mix those to get a gray. Chalk to outline my figure, and this is my picture that I'll be painting from, but your painting does not have to look exactly like your picture. Brushes, I have 3 brushes, a smaller one for detail and 2 larger ones just to get the basic shapes, and then a palette, which I'm just simply using a paper plate. So let's begin painting. Alright, to begin your portrait, you're going to lightly outline your figure in chalk. Alright, for step 2, we're going to paint the whole entire background black. Alright, now that we have the black background done, you can see that I left the face and the shoulders not painted, because we're going to go back in with a lighter gray color to paint that. Now, the background is painted with a flat brush, but I'm going to be painting the face and the shoulders with a brown brush because it's easier to get to the edges. And this is the paint that I've mixed for the face. It is just black and white paint mixed together with more white, so you get a light gray color. Alright. And now the chalk is going to disappear when you paint over it, so don't worry about that. And you can see that you can get really close to the edges. I don't know, this is just a better brush to use than the flat brush. Okay, now that we have the base tone of the face done, you can see that the grays aren't completely even, but that's okay. It's a good starting point for when you place your features on the face. So that is the next step, putting the features in. Now if you don't like where you put the eyes and the nose, you can redo it because the paint is still very wet and easy to manipulate. I'm just going to start with the eyes because it's the middle of the face, and that's easiest for me to work with. Now, I just basically am using the same gray color, so you can't really see what I'm doing, but that's okay, because you can see it moves the paint a different direction, so you know where you're painting. Now I'm going to move to just sketching the nose. That way you just know where your features are going to be placed. And remember, you can move them. So this is not like, once you've painted it, it's done. No, that's fine. It can be moved. Now I'm going to go over to the ears, because I sort of forgot about them to start with, but that's okay, they're easy to put in. And now I'm going to go to the other ear, and this other ear is a lot smaller because the head is tilted. And don't worry, like, it sort of looks like a monkey right now, but it won't be like that for long. Alright, as you can see, I've gotten pretty far with the features and they've changed quite a bit. And now the next step would be to add in the darks and the highlights. I already started this step a little bit by putting a dark here and a dark here, but you can also put some darks in here under the chin, here on the side by the cheek and up by the temple. That's because the light is coming from this way, therefore the shadow is going to be cast across the face this way. Okay, so Now that I have the dark part put in the face, I can move to the highlights. And for the highlights, I'm going to be using a much smaller brush to get in the area of the eye. And then like right here. So now most of the portrait is completely done. We're missing a few highlights and a few touches, but we're going to have to wait until it dries a little bit more to put them in. So we'll do that a little later. Alright, so this is our final product. You can see that I've added some highlights in the eyes and also put some finishing touches on the face. But other than that, we're done. Now I know my painting doesn't look exactly like the picture, but that's okay because we're artists and we have our own artistic interpretation on the things that we're painting. So also remember that this is oil paint. It's going to take a few days to dry. That's why I left this blue border on. The blue border is also there so we don't get any of this schmuck around the edges and it leaves a nice clean line around your painting. Thank you for watching my demonstration. I hope that you've learned something about portrait painting.